Hi, beautiful single ladies, and welcome to Manifest Your Mr. Right with Cecian. I'm Cecian, your host, and I'm excited to introduce this week's new episode, which is part of the Dating Trap series. This series is all about dating traps that prevent us from attracting and manifesting our ideal men. This week's one is all about premarital sex before marriage. Premarital sex is basically engaging in sex before marriage. So ladies, please take note that this podcast is not about the do's and the don'ts and if it's wrong or right. It's just a discussion, ladies, right? So please, this type of action of having sex before marriage may work against us, as the men will not be motivated to take a relationship further, which is the next step of marriage. So they say, why buy the whole cow when you can have free milk? Stay tuned as we tackle this topic in a minute. Thank you. Hi ladies, welcome back. Let's tackle this topic at hand. Premarital sex before marriage, right? We're having sex before marriage. Is it a safe thing to do? And today I'm honored to have Mr. Handsome again, my husband, who will give his own input on this in terms of a man's perception and understanding of this whole idea of sex before marriage. Okay, remember ladies, that this podcast is not about telling you what's wrong or right. It's about discussing, because it's all about what will benefit you in the relationship. Will it benefit you to have sex before marriage or not? And what has history told us before? When a woman has sex with a man before marriage, is it likely for him to marry the woman? So what you think, Mr. Handsome?
Hello guys. To me, it's not being judgmental in regards to premarital sex or not. To me, it's a personal choice if you want to have it before marriage or if you don't want to have it before marriage. You know, I'm not judgmental about it. It's just my opinion, and you should decide whether you want it or not. But to me personally, I feel you should wait, like abstinence. Get to know the man. I like to communicate, know the person I'm dating or want to get to marry, not putting sex before it. Whenever we see each other, it's sex. No. I rather like communicate with you. We chat, we talk, we visit places, we get to know each other, like, okay, since we want to get married or we were dating to get married, why not put other things in front, like understanding each other, getting to know you, your dislike, your likes, instead of whenever we meet is sex or whenever we're talking is sex. No, there are better and other things to do rather than sex, because if we cloud our judgment with sex all the time, then when we get married and you found out that we don't even want it anymore, you're not in tune with it. It doesn't freak you, it doesn't move you like, anymore, because the taste is no more there, if I'll call it that. But to me, I don't know why you want to have it before, when it's a lifetime. You understand? It's something you do forever. So why not just wait, enjoy to communicate, know each other more rather than putting sex before communicating.
Okay, I hear what Mr. Handsome is saying. My husband is so correct in a sense, and it's interesting that it's coming from a male's perception, because he's thinking in the sense that most men don't think like that. Most men think that, okay, let me try it, let's have sex. I want to test the engine first, as they say. I want to test the milk, as they say, because they say that why buy the whole cow when you're going to have the milk for free? See, that's the whole idea, is that the free sex without marriage is just like, man will take advantage of you. And I think this is what Mr. Handsome is also agreeing on, right? He's agreeing on that, because at the end of the day, it's not about not having sex or having sex. It's about, will it benefit your relationship? Will it benefit your objective? Will it work towards your ultimate goal of marriage? if you want to get married and you're dating to get married, and I'm thinking that ladies that are tuning into this podcast want to date or dating for marriage, because at the end of the day, there's no woman that doesn't want to have a husband that's going to take care of her and her kids. There's no woman that wants stability of marriage, right? That doesn't want it. We all want it. So why put sex as an obstacle? If a man says you want sex, Mr. Handsome, in a relationship, well, how would you advise women in terms of how will they handle that? If there's the man wants sex, well, how will they handle it?
Yeah, to me, for ladies, if a man is insisting on having sex with you before marriage, I think you need to change his perception in terms of what is the purpose. Why do we want to have it now when we can have it, when we get married? As you said, that when we're married, it's a lifetime, school. So why do we want to have it now? Why not wait till then? Since I'm not running away, I'm here with you. So I think it's just a matter of communication, like I said, communicating and just giving him a different perspective of seeing a woman, not seeing a woman as a sex machine, or seeing a woman as a child baby making machine, but seeing a woman as a respectable person, as an individual like him. You understand? Instead, not seeing her as a sex machine. Whenever I see a woman, it's sexist. For you to do that, you just need to change his perception and his mindset about it, that we're getting married, we have programs and all those things in place. Why not just wait instead of doing it now and you get bored of it? Because when you give it to him now, the next minute is running after another woman to have it. So I think waiting is just better than rushing to have it. When you get married, you have it forever. It's a lifetime school. So
yeah, I agree with you there, Mr. Handsome. My husband is so correct, because at the end of the day, you see, why does he want to rush into sex, right? Or why do you want to rush into sex? Or is your objective or your needs for this relationship ending with marriage, or you just wanting sex? You don't need to be in a relationship to have sex, apparently, ladies, okay?
Yes.
You don't need to. You can just buy it. You can have a sex friend with benefits that you have sex with. You can just not date for marriage, because marriage and sex is two different things, ladies, right? Another thing you need to understand is, why do we even want to have that sex?
yes,
right?
yes.
Or sit the man down and ask him, but why are you rushing so much for sex?
Exactly. Sorry to cut in there. Your priority shouldn't be, immediately you start dating a woman, or immediately you start dating a man, or you want to get married. Your priority shouldn't be sex. You should put in that these are your priorities. Communication, mutual understanding. What makes you angry? What are the things you like, and other things like that. Instead, your fixation is on sex. It shouldn't be that. There are other things that you can try to understand about him, and before you know it, you're married and you're enjoying each other instead of sex, which is not running away.
Yeah, and I think another thing is that couples get a misperception that the only way I can show intimacy is by sex. I can show love by sex. Another thing we all know as adults in this world, that sex is not love.
Exactly.
What is sex? Sex is a biological reaction of a person being aroused, and the person wants to now release himself. It's not a show of love.
Exactly.
And being intimate is not only sex, ladies. It's something much more deeper. It's about understanding the person, communication, as Mr. Handsome said, effective communication.
Exactly.
Sitting, spending time together, getting to know each other is a way of intimacy on its own. It's on its own. Even holding a person's hand is intimate.
Exactly.
I mean, a kiss on the cheek and a hug is intimacy. It doesn't have to always end up with us going to have sex.
No.
You see, ladies, however, if you feel that this is where you want to go, again, as I said at the beginning of this episode, it's all about your intentions and your objective. What is your objective of dating in the first place? Do you want to date to get married, or you want to date to have 6 partners? That means you'll be keep on dating and having sex with each Tom, Dick and Harry, and that person's not wanting a relationship because you don't want it. You're giving the sex before he even commits. In other words, giving free milk, so why should he buy the whole cow, as they say? Right? So let's think about this here, that how it benefits us as ladies. Remember that a relationship is not about pleasing the man only, it's also about pleasing yourself. You have your objectives, right? Yes. And he has his, right?
Of course.
So why can't we sit down and discuss it?
Yeah, that's where communication comes in. You need to, effective communication is very important in a relationship, in a marriage, which most couple lack this period or this time. We do not communicate. We don't communicate. We don't talk to each other. We just want to have sex. Then the next minute we get up, we're off with our own duties or whatever, And there are consequences of having sex even before marriage.
And what are those?
Which is unwanted pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, things. The way the women are wired is very different from the way the men are wired, because, most of the things happen internally for the women, where, for the men, maybe actually you could see everything outside. So as a woman or, as women, we need to be careful in terms of having sex too. It has its own consequences too.
So we're also talking about spiritual consequences as well, Mr. Handsome.
Yeah, very well.
And physical ones, and psychological ones.
Yes.
And financial ones as well. Because if you fall pregnant before marriage, you can't even afford this baby.
Exactly.
And then what?
Yeah, you'll be distracted and feeling downcast, as if you're the only one in the society that is going through such because of your decisions. So you need to be careful with the decision making in regards to sex before marriage.
Yeah, so sex before marriage, ladies, is a choice. Yes, we all know it's a choice. Like everything else in this life, it's about choice. But make choices which are beneficial for you, because everything is permissible. Meaning we can do whatever we want to do. However, not everything is beneficial for us.
Exactly.
And at times, having premarital sex and focusing on your relationship on sex alone can damage your relationship. Again, because at the end of the day, he sees, okay, well, this woman is wanting sex only. Why must I stick around? You see? And this happens in the past, that women have sex with a man, then he leaves her for a woman who's a virgin.
Exactly.
Isn't it painful, guy?
It is because, like I said, the way the men are wired is very different. Men are more like the physical, like into that, where women are more intimate, like they think and process it
more emotional,
but men are more of the physical. That's why when the man sees a naked woman, he's all over the place, he's so horny, he wants to go into the
it's about action.
But with the women, it takes time. You process it and things like that. So that's why I'm still wondering, why is it so easy for women to because for you to get into sex is a process for the woman than the man, where instantly is on. But for the woman, it's a process for you to make her arouse. So why in that process, going through that process, why not just think, do we really need to do it? And I think on the long run, you should have stopped it on the road that no, let's wait. You understand? And it gives a woman or women, they get more value from it, because a man respects you more when you stand your ground, that no, if you really want to marry me or if you really love me, then you wait. You understand? Which means men can wait. So not that some women believe, oh, he can't wait, if I don't give him now, we'll go to another woman that will give him. No, he will respect you. That no, even tell his colleagues, I forget it. You see that lady? No, she doesn't come cheap, or I value her because she stands her ground. That no, you really want to marry me? Then wait. When we get married, we have the sex, because it's going to be a lifetime. You understand?
Yeah, I agree with that, because at the end of the day, ladies, we need to add some value to ourselves as women. There's no right or wrong, as I said. This is not about right or wrong. This is about what benefits us as women. As a woman, does it benefit you to have sex, premarital sex before marriage? Does it benefit you? And if you want to do that and go ahead and have the sex, then use precaution, use safety, use condoms. Go on an entry contraception so you don't fall pregnant and bring unwanted babies that you cannot take care of. At the end of the day, guys, ladies, there is a saying that babies are gifts from God. So that gift of God from God, why should it be now a big pain to you as a woman? Because once you have that baby, he's leaving you. He's going to make other women pregnant. He's going to date other women and leaving you in most cases. I mean, this is something, a phenomenon that's very rife in our country. You know, I know of a lot of women, lots of women, young women, they got so much bright future, but they destroyed it because they were having unprotected sex, premarital sex with men. They just wanted sex. Are we all about sex as women? No, we're not. We're not. We're valuable beings. We're more than our physical bodies. We're spiritual beings. So what you think, Mr. Handsome? Do you think that South Africa is heading the right direction when we are just having children, unwanted children out of wedlock?
No, I don't think it's only peculiar to South Africa or Africa. It's a general phenomenon all over the world where women are having unprotected sex and unwanted babies that they can't take care of, they can't afford, and even pushing it on the man. The man you are having sex with cannot even afford to take care of you. Now you want him to afford to take care of the babies. So it's a very difficult situation in the society that needs to be addressed, but everything we wait for the government to do. But I think it starts within us first. That's why am I having sex with him before marriage when I know the consequences of it? Unwanted babies, unwanted pregnancy, unwanted diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, and a lot of things that can give you peace of mind if you just wait and you will get it after the marriage. And it shouldn't be your priorities. There are other things in life that should be your priorities. When people say, oh yes, we need babies, children are gifts from God. Children are not the only gifts from God. Breathing is a gift from God. Living is a gift from God. You know, your safety, your protection all the time is gift from God. There are so many gifts from God, not only making babies and having children all over the place.
Yes, so ladies, so we come to the conclusion here. Okay, you have a choice. You either have that premarital sex if it works for you, if that's what you want. But if you want marriage, then you should please put a hold on it. Speak to the man and communicate to the man. Ask him why he's rushing. Why is he rushing? Or ask yourself, why are you rushing? At the end of the day, remember that sex is only a couple of seconds of an orgasm. That's all. And that orgasm can define you the rest of your life. Because you can conceive in that time and then you have that baby that you must take care of for the rest of your life, and the man is gone. We all know that's a phenomenon in the world these days. A man just go and leave you and pay things like damage, and he says he can afford to pay the baby, but he's not afford to marry you. He's not affording to marry you. He chooses to sleep with you and abuse you sexually, but he's not going to marry you. Why so? But anyway, ladies, we'll come to the end of this topic now, of this today's episode. So remember, everything is a choice. Even premarital sex is a choice. It's not wrong or bad. It's just a choice. And you need to think of it in a sense, will it benefit me as a woman? Does it work towards my objectives in life? You know, all my goals in life. Having a baby before I get my degree or before I get a job, how does it help me? Think about all those things. You understand? And again, we cannot expect that man to take the responsibility of the choices we've made, because as a woman, you lie down and the man ejaculates into you. You have a choice to say, hey, stop, let's use a condom, or hey, let's wait until we're married. Do you really want this relationship or you just want sex? You gotta ask those questions. And I think that communication, as Mr. Handsome said, we need to communicate very effectively in our relationships. Okay, ladies, so I'll end this topic right here. It's an interesting topic. If you have any comments, you can get hold of me on my social media handles below, or please like and share this audio. Thank you, Mr. Handsome, for joining us with this topic. It's an interesting topic and I'm thankful. I really appreciate your inputs.
Thank you so much. Please, ladies, learn to communicate. Communication is very important in a relationship or a marriage. Thank you.